The idea of this video is that you guys understand freefoiling, what freefoiling actually is and means. Freefoiling is not your general endurance foiling. This is another pumping discipline.
Welcome to Matt on Foil.
This is my first stop. After a couple of 100 meters, I stopped. Some people do a very good job warming up, like stretching, whatever. For me, my first pump is usually the warm-up. So I didn't go too far. I just thought, here's a nice little spot for a beach start, or kind of rocky beach start. But I'm going to start from here. If that doesn't work, there's a beach spot over there. For the setup, I use the Beta Foil. It's the version 2 with the splittable front wing and the short stab. Alright, let's go for the second start. There's a little headwind ahead, so maybe I'm going to do that in 2 parts. So yeah, see you at the next stop. So I missed the start 3 times beach starting, but look, strawberries. Let's see if that helps. It did help, who knew? So, freefoiling is not your general endurance foiling. It is an adventure. And that's point number 1. You start maybe from a dock, maybe not, and you don't have to reach the next dock. You just go along, spot where you think you can start next, and then go as long as you feel like. If you start feeling getting tired, then you just stop, take a quick break, maybe a snack, and then start again. Now this is not the most beautiful spot, but it's a perfect example of how the most important start is your knee start. Now of course, you can pretty much rock start or just dock start almost from here, but I'm going to show you the knee start. So what you want to do is you push yourself forward as much as possible, so that you have enough time to stand up. Let's see if that works. Yeah, I have a lot of time, especially with the Beta Foil. Like now I'm up, now I can start to pump. Now that was an easy one. Maybe I can show you some more difficult knee starts later on. Here in Silvaplana. I can maybe do the beach start here. As you can see, it drops quite quickly. But you know, if I have to walk to that next little peninsula, then that's what I have to do. That's part of freefoiling too. Sometimes you try your starts, you don't manage, so you walk a bit, or you put some rocks on each other in order to do a little rock start. So not only, you know, leave the dock, go on adventure, but also do some spotting. That's also super important. Now, I showed you the gear that you need for freefoiling. There are a couple of things that are important. First of all, wetsuit. I mean, it is super hot right now when I'm pumping. It's really hard to pump for a long time with a wetsuit on, but hypothermia, or you know, just you getting cold is always a possibility, and it's a problem. If you're too warm, you fall, you take a swim, you put some water inside your wetsuit, or you take the top off. That's also possible. So you can always, you know, cool down. But if you're cold and you're somewhere out there, you know, it's just not comfortable. So wetsuit is important. I don't have a life jacket, but what I do have is a rest tube. This guy here, I can pull the red little knob here, and it inflates a 50 Newton cushion that I can put over my head. You can see it here. So, you know, safety wise, I have that as a backup. Then high visibility shirt. You want to be seen. If I fall in the middle of the lake when crossing, for example, I want to be seen. So something colorful, not just your black wetsuit. Also, this is not a regular cap. This is a bump cap. You can see it here. If I were to fall on something hard, like on a start, for example, or I fall onto my foil, then I'm a little bit more protected than with nothing here. Sunglasses, sunscreen, of course, and you also want to bring your phone in a waterproof bag, and, you know, some cereal bar, something to eat. Also bring water, except honestly here I didn't bring water. The water is perfectly fine here. I've been drinking lake water here for almost 40 years. So here I can just take a sip out of the water here. Don't recommend it, but you know, I still do it anyway. Yeah, last but not least, the shoes. And you know, usually or generally I don't wear shoes if I don't have to, because I love the feel on my feet when on foil. It's just more direct. But with free foiling, I take shoes. These are Vip sneakers. They look like regular shoes, but it's actually a neoprene. And if you have a pebble beach, for example, or some sharp rocks you want to start from, you know, you can just run over it without you getting cut. So shoes, even though I don't like it too much, I still highly recommend. You can also get these funny shoes, like the shoes that Todd wears, if you're super fancy. Any boots will do. Alright, so leave the dock, bring your safety gear, and part 3 is going to be somewhere in the forest. Have a little snack, always important. I think I'm a little over halfway mark. Now, when you pump foil, it's fun and all, but you know, sometimes, especially you have the same gear, I think it can get a little boring sometimes. So doing something like that, you could also go hiking, but man, that's not my thing. I probably have to go with the family though, but like right now, doing a little tour around the lake, it's beautiful. So it's something else. It's another pumping discipline. It's not regular pump foiling, it's free foiling. And I really had to learn that. I learned that at the Free Foil Summit, but then especially there where I really understood what free foiling meant. Leave the docks behind, go on an adventure, and challenge yourself. Go to the unknown. I'm not sure where I can start from there, but I'm sure we will figure out some spot. So yeah, finishing up that snack and then heading home before the southerly wind kicks in, because if I have headwind, strong headwind, I'm gonna walk. Look, I understand this is a scary start. Like, these rocks here are maybe 15-20 centimeters below the surface, but I think that on that rock I can push with the knee start far enough to get over those. What's also important with free foiling, you know, forget about scratches on your foil. You're gonna get those eventually, so embrace them. thank you both for lending me your Hover Aqua. It's really fun to make videos like that, and I think for the audience it is a real plus. Like, it looks way better. What do you guys think? Like, mixing it up with some drone footage, do you think it's worth it or not? Tell me please in the comments. And now let's come to rule number 4, and I think that's the most important rule of all. There is no walk of shame. Like, really, if you need to walk, you just haven't found the right spot yet, walking and looking for a good spot, or even, you know, walking back, that's also part of the adventure. Like, my first real freefoiling, I thought I needed to go forever, and was sad when I couldn't go more than a kilometer or so, and I thought it was a failure. But now, honestly, I embraced it. It's just part of the game. Sometimes you walk, you look for a better spot, or you're tired, you go home. Like, that's just what it is. Don't beat yourself up. Walking is part of the game, and there's no walk of shame. I want to go home before the wind kicks in. Not sure where this wind is blowing from, but if it's coming from the south, I'm done. So I'd like to start as soon as possible. Well, that was a stupid mistake. I was handling the camera and then I suddenly hit the water. The water is so clean here and clear that you cannot see the surface. Now there's a little bit of wind, so that helps. But just before, I didn't see the surface and I fell. You know, that's what happens, no problem. And of course, I look for excuses all the time. Like, that's my main thing, right? I didn't sleep a lot. I wanted to see the football game, Switzerland against Argentina. Switzerland lost, so I cut up at 3 a.m. for this. Then we're high up here. Like, we're on 1,800 meters above sea level, so the air is quite thin, I'd say. So it takes a toll on your breath. Then again, you know, excuses. The most important excuse probably is, I got a very good pumper. So that's basically what it is. So, more practice for me then. Alright, that's been it for me trying to circumnavigate Lake Silvaplana. Almost made it. Well enough. Let's see what the stats say. And honestly, and really, I wanted to compare foil motion and foil sections, foil tracking apps, to see how the difference is. So if you're curious about that, check it out on my Instagram at @MattOnFoil. I made a little reel about it, so maybe go over there, leave a follow, and see what the differences were. Alright, that's been it. Maybe check out the video over here, where Todd talks about his invention, the Beta Foil. Or check out the video on the other side. We were at the Freefoil Summit in Austria, a legendary event, so you'll learn more about freefoiling. Check that out as well.